Divine Mother, we are your people. Your children in some ways, but we are the people that are stepping forward, stepping up, waking up. We ask you now for messaging and for guidance. We thank you. Om peace. Amen. So it is, little ones, we talk to you. Yes, I am Kwan Yin. I am energy. This entire planet, this entire reality that you are part of is energetic in nature. And therefore, always remember that first. You may have physical needs. You may want to eat, or you may want to run, or you may want to drink water, or you may want to do whatever it is you're doing. But remembering that you are energetic, that you are electromagnetic in the truth of your more subtle bodies, then in fact you'll be able to keep track in a better way of how it is you're really nourishing yourself. Because these times are so changing that once you recognize that all the technology that you have at this point has been created in order to move humanity forward. And when you are moving forward, you know it. You have a sense of well-being. So it's really important to keep checking in with yourself about your well-being. You can start with how much sleep did I get, and then you can go to how much food did I eat that was good for me today, and then you can move on into your social relationships and notice what it is that you have been doing or spending your time with that is nourishing. And then from there, you begin to notice that there are variations in how it is you relate to the planet. Not only are you relating to the people around you, but you're relating to this earth. And this earth is a bioelectromagnetically charged field that has immense amount of potential still within it, and also has the memory patterns of limited thinking in the past created by human kingdom at this point in time. So we say to you at this point, wake up. Wake up to that part of you that is more than a human body, is more than your thoughts, is not a physical interacting relationship on its own. You must have spirit flowing through you. You must have the awakening power within you so that you don't lie in your beds day after day after day, night after night after night. The awakening power, what is that? That's a kind of chemistry, isn't it? That's connected to the light and the dark that is moving because of the rotation of your planet around the sun at this point in time. Remembering always that the sun is that part of this reality that sends fire into your awareness, yes, sends light into your being, lets you be connected to all things that are awakening and growing, stretching, and becoming vital. You cannot become vital without the fire. Fire is transmuting, yes, and what it does is transmute your food that you put into your mouth into energy. All right, so it's the energy. It's not carbohydrates that move you around the planet. It's the energy that comes from the carbohydrates, and they have their place. So keep remembering what we're saying to you, that this is a time and a place in your consciousness where it is you are to gather as much information from your inner knowings as you possibly can. Always gathering information from your inner knowings, which may be part of what you call your heart. It could be your unconscious mind. It could be your subconscious. It could be many different names. It could be your superconscious. It could be your higher self. Whatever you want to call it, go within and keep your attention very gently on the part of yourself that is relating at every split second that you are alive in a way that you can't control. You are not making your body work. You do not create a breathing pattern without some kind of influence, emotional input or mental body input, or perhaps even the energies of the outer world around you, so your environment. Yes, you're not doing it on your own. You are not in charge. And once you recognize that and you put yourself in the hands of your own spirit, which is totally connected to the entirety of this particular planet, you'll recognize that without you, this world will be in a sad place, because you are an integral part of this particular creation at this particular time. So you have a responsibility, yes, a way in which you respond to what is going on around you and be responsible for your actions, your thoughts, your words, your deeds, and your motivation. That's the most subtle part of the drive that keeps the human moving through the reality day after day after day. It is the motivation, the sense of purpose. And once you know yourself, once you go deeply within the self, and you know what you stand for, what qualities are most important to you, what are the values that you have in this life, are you living up to the full potential that you have? Or have you been procrastinating for a period of time? Remembering now that the indicators have been, it's not so healthy to procrastinate. It's not very good for each one to not be in the moment, in the now, awake and alive and alert. So that's how we say to you, this is a time of what is called ascension, ascending planet into a new reality. Yes, well, you definitely have new reality, different than you had 2 weeks ago, yes? And the reality of the planet has changed as well, because the environmental pollution has dropped during these last few weeks, and the rivers run more clean, and the air is empty of all the pollution that has been coming and going for years and years and years. And so there is a moment in time where your planet is taking a deep breath. And so if you give her permission, she will keep taking deep breaths, which means that she will keep producing for the human kingdom what it is they need in order to not only survive but thrive. So working with the planet, working with those endeavors that bring forward energy and give to each and every one a sense of truth and a sense of vitality, these with enthusiasm, yes, getting your enthusiasm moving because you understand more deeply inside of yourself the interconnected business of all things. So business can convert itself now into a greater sense of responsibility from the human beings into the moments where they are perpetuating more of what they have done before, or are they breaking habits? Are they innovative? Is the creative force moving through them? Has the design and the desire of humanity be rising? We like that word, rising. It's kind of like rising, but it means that energy that you are moving faster through yourself all the time. Let that energy move more quickly through yourself. That means you need to move around a little more during the day and rest more deeply. So when you're moving, you're moving. When you're resting, you're resting. This is really important. We say to you, there are so many ways that Spirit wants to connect and wants to communicate at this point in time. So many beings of light that are endeavoring to connect on the plane with each and every one, if in fact they could use their intelligence, yes, in a way in which they are not intellectually sizing up everything that is going on, but give permission for that empty sense of self, waiting for perhaps a really good meal, yes, and waiting for input from other energies that have far more knowledge, far more energies of awareness than are carried off every single day in the human kingdom. So we say, number one, take good care of yourself. Yes. Number two, be in touch with those people around you in a loving way without the judgment, the concerns, and the criticisms that you have been able to overlook in the past. And number three, know that the love that you are is perpetuating this entire reality. And therefore to trust that the reality, although appears in chaos, is actually finding its own balance. But sometimes each one on the planet needs to find that part inside themselves where they have been lacking, where they have been lagging, and where they have been limiting themselves. And that's how we say at this point in time, do the work within, be who you really are. Know that you don't want to think about dying at all, but each one has a creative potential. And if you haven't tapped into that, when it's time for the cosmic night of the soul to take you back into the ethers, so to speak, then you will be wondering, oh, have I finished my business? Did I finish my shopping list for today? Did I clean up after myself? These are important questions. So not to worry about dying. It's not very pleasant to think about dying, but it's also not very unpleasant to leave your body. So a lot of people like to try and practice that. we encourage that. Just make sure you come back and have a new attitude. It's like meditation. The meditation is deep and it has a great amount of love and tenderness within it. You will come back into the reality feeling much more relaxed, much more able and capable to face whatever you need to face, or just plain rest and be awake. I am Kwan Yin. Divine Mother, we thank you.